Hello. How are we all doing? Sorry for the slight delay, but I'm here. Games haven't started yet, but I think they'll be starting very soon. So it's good to see you guys. Good to have you with me on the stream. And yeah. We will see how everything goes today. Today I'm both live on Twitch and YouTube, so the internet seems to be doing okay. Everything seems to be going on well as we are starting. Normally I start with the guys, but today I want us to start with this specific game. All right, I want us to start with this specific game. Hephzibah is, I actually forget her age, but she's very young. She's not in her teens yet, unless of course I don't remember. I think she's 12 or something. Yeah, so we are just going to look at her start of the game, or her start to the game against this women candidate master, Carrillo Marval. I like her name, Maria Angelica. I like the name. Yeah, so we are going to start with this game. I don't know how soon it will start. I really waited. The rounds are supposed to start at 1, and it's been 20 minutes. I was hoping it would have started by now. Unfortunately, it hasn't. But I'm getting to start soon. I think there's usually a 15-minute delay, so we'll see. We'll see. But I hope you're enjoying the coverage. I hope you're enjoying the recaps. Oliver, good to see you as always. How are you doing? How are you doing? Thanks to all of you who have been following the streams. Thanks to all of you who have followed, subscribed, liked, commented, everything you do. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Oh boy. All we are doing right now is just waiting for the round to start. That's basically all we are doing right now. Magnus is playing. I think I recall Magnus is playing. Let me open a separate tab and set up Magnus's match. Yes, I'm focusing on Ghana. I do not change that, but I would like to see Magnus's match. So open matches. It should be here. Is Norway still board 1? Okay, let's just write Norway. Yeah, Magnus should be playing. Nice. Personally, this on the Olympiads, I haven't focused on every other team. Right, my whole focus has been on Ghana. So during the stream, I'm focusing on Ghana. After the stream, I'm going through the game so that at least the recap isn't trash. You know, I mean, this is my first time doing recap. I always have like complained about recaps because I want to analyze the game and then give good analysis, but I can't analyze more than one game at once. You know, like I can't do deep analysis to every single game, and I'm trying to do a recap, right? So my whole focus has been on the Ghana games. So I don't really know what's going on. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? I think that's the name I'm seeing. Yeah. Welcome all about you to the stream. I was streaming specifically on YouTube, but now I'm multi-streaming on Twitch as well. So yeah, if you see a comment that is not in your chat, maybe it's coming from Twitch. But Jonathan, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you as well. Let me just check this and then I'll turn off my phone. Yep, as I expected. Okay, it should be good now. We're still waiting for the round to start. Carlson's game has begun, but I want to focus here. Yeah. So we are looking at the game between Hephzibah and Carrillo first. Let's see their opening moves. We have d4, knight f6. Is Hephzibah a friend of mine, or is she an enemy of mine? What is your next move, Hephzibah? Let me see this. What is Hephzibah's move? E6 collie. That's I mean, it's fine. It's a bit too slow against a player of this caliber. As white, you gotta go. You really gotta go. I mean, mind you, this is like my first time watching her play, so even I don't know what to expect. Even I don't know what to expect. Oh, we have G6. I like this position for white. There are some things I like in my position, and this is something I like. When I see G6, I'm eager to play this game. As white, like when I see my opponent play G6, I'm eager to play this game. So, bishop to D3. I mean, you can develop like a landing, right? You can develop like a landing, unless of course she wants to, for example, play the Kolizuka Twat, right? With G6 here, knight BD7, bishop here, C4. At some point, maybe with the rook coming into C1. But I kind of let's see. Again, still just looking at the opening moves for now. I don't know what form the game will take. If she plays G6, then we are in the Zucatwa territory, which is one of my favorite openings as well. My favorite is the landing, but the Zucatwa is one of my favorites. I do love it as well. Unfortunately, not so much viable in higher, like in tournament settings. Not so viable. Used to be very good. Not so viable. Bishop G7. Okay, I get it. Again, it's not bad. I personally get this move. When you place the bishop here, more or less you are staring at a brick wall, right? Because these pawns. Let me also make this. If I make a face, it doesn't mean the move is bad. I'm just like wondering why the move is being made, and it normally comes from personal biases, right? It has nothing to do with the fact that the move is bad in any way, shape, or form, right? But let me turn on the engine so you guys can see the evaluations. Yeah, so this is very passive. Again, bishop is fine on this square, right? Bishop is again, the way she seems to be playing is like she's playing a very defensive way, in my opinion. It's like she's trying to protect herself against any form of attack that her opponent can do. Because it seems very passive for white to be playing this way. White should be going a little bit active. But then with the bishop facing here, is because here the bishop seems to be facing the brick wall. But actually, it's very good. And some people are not aware of ideas where you can go h4, h5. And if knight takes, you capture with the rook. So not knowing of these resources and not knowing of these ideas will prompt bishop here. And the reason being, if you want to go h4, h5, if your opponent does take with the knight, you take with the bishop. When I was also like a little bit lower rated, that was my mindset. And when I didn't know of these ideas, that was my mindset with playing bishop to in the past. Whenever my opponent played g6, I would also put the bishop here. And the reason is very simple. h4, h5, I want to meet knight takes with bishop takes. I don't want to capture with my rook because, of course, trading a rook for a knight does not make any sense to a lower rated player. Right? We're good. Yeah, so that's possibly why she did that. But now this gives her opponent the chance to really get, like, the game is sort of like equal at this point. This really gives her opponent the chance to come at her, right? Black is not facing the usual behind one move kind of position. Yeah, I was actually going to mention d5. So d5 immediately. This bishop is going to be bad. You have to now, I think, play a Zucatwat. You have to now play a Zucatwat. I think it's a little bit too slow. You could play this, I mean, but I don't know if you really want to do that. All I'm saying is that white is playing passively. And it could be a sign of fear, right? Castles, yeah. This simple beginner chess. Medal yellow, medal red. What's that? Himadri, what's up? Welcome. I have no idea what those mean. Castles. Okay, fine. We have an okay game. She hasn't blundered. Love from India. All the best. Hey, thanks. Love that. Love the support. You guys are going to have a very wonderful tournament. Like, India is really doing well so far. I saw the lineup and I was like, this is an all-star team, you know? Some countries may have like 1 or 2 star players, but India is like everybody knows every player there, you know? It's kind of interesting how far. And they're all young. Some you see like old players, but they are all young. Crazy. We hope Ghana can catch up in that regard as well, having many youngsters in the leading positions of chess, right? By leading, I don't mean governing, I mean top players. So castles. Again. Okay. I'm not did I use this word? Anyways, now I love her. now I really do love Hephzibah. Now she's a good friend of mine. Now I love Hephzibah. I've never seen her play, but now she's like my best friend. Yeah. I just like, yeah. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Mwah. Again, still I would prefer the bishop here. What's my FIDE rating? 1677. 1677. So, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I do love the Kolizuka tour. Like the positions that come out of it are so beautiful. Again, I don't know the refutations to it, so I don't understand why it's not so much used in high level games. But anytime I play the Kolizuka tour, I get these tactical positions, interesting positions. I just love the positions that come out of it. So for her to play this, I love it. Again, my only qualm with this position is the bishop is not here. That's my only qualm. I'd have loved the more active bishop, because now this bishop, I mean, you normally consider like not playing your bishop here, but it does cause problems. Black has to play very actively. Knight coming in here. There are ideas of a5, a4. These are some of the things that black looks out for. And for white, it seems clear that white should attack the king side. Sorry, white should attack the king side. But there's always this hidden idea of rook to c1 and attacking on the queen side. It can go either ways, right? Another very nice idea, the one I studied from a Judith Polgar course, knight to e5. Eventually you get f4, g4, and my god, those lines. Hephzibah is 14. Thanks for the clarification. But like I said, right now Hephzibah is my friend. I hope she knows the ideas. I really do doubt she's going to go for the f4 g4 idea. Definitely. I especially because of where she put the bishop. It's very telling. It's very telling, right? Because I used to do this when I was 1400. This is what I used to do. But when I gained confidence and understood chess a little bit better, I didn't really fear this. Again, this is not bad. It's passive, but it's not bad. So I don't think she's going to go for this knight. If she does go for it, I'll be impressed. But I think she's going to go for knight after developing everything. I think she's going to go h4, h5. That's the plan I think she's going to go for. But you have to lock up the center. But c4, knight c6. You have to play this move a4, preventing the knight from actually jumping in and causing problems. Mostly the reason you want the knights to stop the knights is because the bishop is here. But as you can see, the bishop is not here. So maybe a4 is not so much necessary. I'm so interested in this game. But eventually we will have to stop at a point and then look at the other games. But I'm so invested in this game. So what do you guys think? Should the Olympiad be rapid time controls? I feel like it should be faster. Maybe 60 plus 15. The games would end faster, so that I can actually see what Hephzibah plays here. That's the only reason I want the time control to be faster, so that I can see what Hephzibah will play here. But she's opening stage. You can't really judge people on openings these days because engines have come to destroy the opening for us. Let's look at the Let's look at the current female national champion, Gertrude. This is her game. D4, D5, C4, Queen's Gambit. She goes for the Slav. I mean, sometimes it's so annoying how chess openings are named. If I play this, you call it a Queen's Gambit decline. If I play this, you call it a Slav. If I play something else, you call it a modern. Like, just one move, you know? C4, C6. Who plays a Slav in Ghana? I don't know. But so far, Gertrude seems to be playing a myriad of openings, so you can't really tell what exactly is her opening at this point. Knight F6, Knight F3, A6. I mean, these are all prophylactic moves. Again, you are worried about, for example, and I realized that. Wait, what happened? Yeah, sorry. So, what I was talking about is it seems she's trying to. Sorry, let's say bishop here. It seems she's trying to. It seems she's trying to prevent ideas of this. Right, so A6 is to hold, prevent the knight from coming in, and maybe future ideas of the bishop coming in to check. It seems that's what she's playing against. So it remains to be seen. Let's go back. Again, I personally have like gripes with over prophylactic moves. Some things are not really a threat. What this does is it really hampers your pawn structure, right? You really want to withhold your pawn moves. So this is interesting to say the least. C takes, and if you look through her previous games, round 1, round 2, this A6 type move has been played multiple times. So I'm wondering if it's again prep or just precautionary chess at an early level, right? I don't want to make any mistake. I don't want to fall for certain tricks. So let me just play this, which avoids so many things. You could also argue that she's playing this for my favorite line here, which is, for example, like here, again, let's just, for the sake of doing the move, takes here. But then you need your bishop here. Again, so, I mean, it's so many things that could happen here. These are so many things that could happen here. So many things that could happen here. So C takes, bishop comes in, knight jumps in. Okay. Oh, this is fine. Does she take here? I would keep it. Bishop h7, h5. Takes. Now this bishop is going to be a little bit passive. This position is fine. It's completely fine. Regardless of what I've said, the position is fine. Again, if I have a problem with something, it's a personal bias, not necessarily that the move is bad per se, right? It's just a personal gripe I have with the position. Mainly because of the things that have been done to me. In such positions. So h3, bishop goes back. Shredding may not be so good of an idea. Just holding this, giving your opponent some uncomfortable stuff to deal with. But then again, after this, isn't this a problem? Is this an issue for white, for black? Because is this really bad? It's not looking, I don't know. Because how else will you defend it? Because going queen here may not be what you want. Because you're allowing this to come in. Or we just go knight. Then eventually we play this move and then jump our knight in here. Then again, I think possibly we're allowing e4 in some lines. Who knows? Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. These are the lines I'm kind of looking at. Okay, so we had bishop to h5. Let's promote this to main line again. Let's see if there have been any moves. Yeah. This is going to be literally like our central point. c5, like we said, yeah, c5 is necessary. Now, you can continue with bishop here, takes here. You can do that. You can also play c3. And what else? I think the challenging one is to go c4, right? That's the line I don't really understand, right? Going c4 here, I am not so sure about. But it is a move. And you get these, what do you call it? Tarash. Is it Tarash? Type positions. And I personally have gripes with it. Okay. So you're fine here. Bishop to b3, you can still continue with that move. Knight b to d2, you can consider that move. Maybe in case you are trying to stop your opponent from playing this move, which is not really an idea now. So yeah, it remains to be seen. If your opponent does trade, it makes going for the attack I spoke about a little bit different, or a little bit difficult. So maybe that you have to abandon that idea because you can't really lock the position up that way. So we are looking at these moves. And then c3. c3 looks awkward, but then it's fine. Let's pass through Toby's game. Is Toby playing as white? She's playing as black. Okay, we have a Caro-Kann. I don't know this variation of the Caro-Kann, but let's just see what happens here. It's beginning to look like a strange Scandi for me. But yeah, c4, c5. If you do play, for example, like e6, bishop here, there's always c4, c5 ideas. I mean, that's all I know about this position. The castles and then it goes on. But this position is looking like, yeah. Yeah, it took me in the Caro-Kann, but I don't know about this variation. I really don't know this variation. This variation where you take the point, I don't know it. I really don't know it. I know a few variations in the Caro-Kann. There was a point in time I wanted to learn the Caro-Kann, and I learned a few lines. I used Levy's video to learn a few lines, but beyond that, I don't know much about the Caro-Kann. These days, I have some very funny liking. Like, I like certain things which are strange, but like these days, I love ideas like this. Like, it's bad. I understand. Like, it's bad, but I like it. I like it. I don't know about you, but there are certain things that really attract me these days, and I just like them. Bishop d3. You don't really want. I mean, you could do that, but I think that's detrimental. So just go back. Takes, and now you have like potentials of this. Like if your opponent does continue with takes, I mean, it's not a big deal. If they do castle here, you have ideas of this in the future, right? You could aim for ideas like this. Sorry, doesn't mean you are winning. It's just a cool position to have. Queen d2 is what was played. Wait, what? She traded off. I mean, again, it's fine. My point is you're helping your opponent develop, and now the position is looking very stale. If you study the what's it called, structure, there's a pawn structure that with this, what is this pawn structure called? If someone can remind me. There's a name to this pawn structure where c4 is the idea to deal with this pawn structure. Gabriel, welcome. Gabriela Agata, welcome. I'm trying to remember what the name of this is. Is it called the Caro-Kann pawn structure? I don't know. But I know the ideas for white. I don't really know the ideas for black. And now that one set of knights have been traded off, I'm not sure. Something about the knights. Castles? Okay. Again, if Toby's looking for a quick draw, I have no gripes. I mean, they won a game yesterday. Take it easy. No need to rush. It could definitely be fine. Oh wait, Toby and I have the same rating? That's crazy. I had no idea to when I had the same rating. Like literally the exact same rating. Not different by 1 point. Like exact same rating. I'm 1677. That's interesting. This is all standard. You will see C4 at some point. I think there's some idea of bringing a knight here. I'm trying to remember the whole idea with this. Trying to remember the ideas. So we get rook first. Like rook e1, castles, and then c4. We're going to get this line. Normally want to chip away, but now playing a move like B doesn't make any sense. So we have to go like c5. Pawn push. You can think about something of that sort, but anyways. Oh boy. Promote to main line. Rook e1. Yeah, we're gonna get castles. Safest way to develop, continue here. Playing a move like queen to c7 first, just to try and put pressure here before you castle may not be advisable. Or do you want to play? Would this be a good idea? Point being, you stop your opponent from going this way. I mean, it just makes your pawn structure back. Because even if let's just play a developing move like bishop here. Let's just play a developing move like this. Even if your opponent comes in here, I don't think this helps you, right? Because after castles, wait, what? Oh, guys, I keep drinking the coffee. Yeah, I'm actually, I don't know, I feel very tired. So anytime I feel like my eyes are closing, I just drink another cup of coffee. So it's not water. The water is actually here. When the coffee is done, I'm going to drink the water. So when I just coffee, I'm drinking because I'm feeling sleepy. Sincerely, I don't know how people can sit down and not take a sip of water for 20 minutes. Sometimes I watch talk shows and you see them, they have a glass of water there, but they drink it like once every 40 minutes. I don't know how they do that. I personally would be drinking it. I'd finish like 3 bottles. The tension would get to me. Anyways, so castles is what I'm expecting from Toby. Nothing more. Let's look at mode. Mod Benson versus Vasquez, Ludrez, Lorena. Hey, love the names. D4, knight f6. Only one person is playing an opening I like. C4, c5, d5. Okay. E6, knight e3, e takes d5, knight, c takes d5. D6 is now looking like is it Benoni? It looks like a Benoni, right? I think you get a no, you don't get a similar pawn structure. I was thinking about something else because I was thinking about this, where you go this way, and I think knight and I mean, depending on what you want, you can go here. Then you develop your knight. Then I think maybe this. Then you develop the knight. I'll turn off the engine because it's making my PC lag. And I think the ideas of this, because if you take, then takes, and then they have this very strong center. I think I'm mistaking the two positions, to be frank. Where's the main line? So where do we go to? Takes, d6. So here you can see that this is the pawn that's non-existent. And what this normally tells us is that you want to attack on the queen side, right? The apex pawn tells you the direction of the attack. Queen to c2, g6, e3. Is that a hand slip? e3. e3 is I don't know. Maybe it is a move. Maybe it's theory. e3 is strange to me. Because you are just locking your bishop in. Unless, of course, you are saying that e3, you have ideas of, for example, like b3 with the bishop coming in here. Then you want to slot your bishop here. h4, h5. Usual idea to attack this structure. Maybe. Bishop to g7. Interesting. Actually interesting. Actually interesting. So do we go b3 now? Does b3 give us any problems? Maybe b3, because b3 I think you have knight takes. Right, because if knight takes, then you take here. So maybe b3 now doesn't make much sense. So since we can't play b3, what could we do? Maybe bishop e2, knight here. I'm not too keen on this move. I think because your opponent can, like, maybe bishop here, a6 here, kick the knight away, or maybe eventually after here play this way. So I'm not too keen on the bishop coming into to d3 as compared to Hephzibah's game. I'm not really too keen on that. I'm looking at it in this way. So yeah, bishop d3. Oh, she goes bishop d3. Interesting. She goes bishop d3. Totally not what I was expecting. I mean, it is in support of the move. It is going to take a long time, right? Because maybe you could go a6 b5 with c4, then eventually continue with b4. You could do that. I just feel like it might be a little bit too slow. So maybe that's why it's justified, because it takes a long time for your opponent to actually create something. I can see that Gabriela likes cats. This knight, maybe. Yeah, actually, this bishop has a hard time developing. So yeah, I think coming here makes more sense than coming here, because if you came this way, I wasn't looking at it, but bishop to f5 is actually a good move. So yeah, this makes more sense. Maybe we're going to get castles. Knight jumps into f3. I don't know this opening. Let's look at Hephzibah and then we go back to the guy's side, or the open section once again. Where did we stop? She played she took. That is not a blinded pawn. That is not a blinded pawn. She completely missed the idea. You don't take c4 because you are weakening this diagonal. Your opponent got the bishop there first. So taking here, right, allows knight into your position. And how do you defend against this? Oh boy. Okay, well, we do have this, you could say. Again. Okay, I mean, she's fine for now. Maybe I'm over. I'm looking at b, e5. e5, how do you continue here? Coming here doesn't help you because you're getting trapped. If you go back, I think you're going to get hit with this move. I keep saying I'll fix the sound alert and I don't. The engine is off right now, so when I look at it a bit, I'll turn on the engine again. So yeah, it counts with experience, and also it counts with studying the lines. You don't respond to c5 by taking, c5 by taking. At least that's what I learned. I mean, so even when I play the London system, right? When I'm playing against the London system is my favorite. It's also like a common idea because you are giving your opponent control over the center. If they do take, you are having this with this kind of move, and you can also go through with this exact same idea at some point. I mean, I could be wrong. What can I say? Make me in line, flip the board. Yeah, so we get this, and I think e5 is coming in. Am I right? I'm right. Oh, it says knight takes c5. Is that okay? The two moves are e5, knight takes. I feel like e5 is what you want to go for. E5 makes more problems. This is going to be a very big problem. This is another reason why in this position the engine sometimes recommends that you play after c5, recommends that you play e3. It's another reason. So that, like, for example, if you try and do this, it doesn't work the same way. It doesn't work the same way because now you can just respond this way if you want to. Or more or less queen to c2, something like that. Anyways. New lesson learned from everyone, for everyone. Don't be quick to take that pawn. It's not free. It is nowhere near the word free. So it may not look like it, but black is really having a strong advantage here. Black is really having a strong advantage here. Again, it's understandable. She's playing with the basic understanding. Again, she's young. Guys, understand, she's very young, right? And so far, I like how she's playing, right? When you are starting in chess, you may not see these overarching themes in chess, but you can see with the, I freak the sound alerts, pay me to do it, bro. Yeah, so you might think in sort of like a one-dimensional way. I see a free piece, I take it, something like that, right? I try and play in a passive way so that my opponent doesn't play any tricky ideas against me. That kind of conservative way of playing as a beginner. Again, yes, you might argue that you should ask yourself before you take the pawn, but I mean on a low level, I think that's what you see. So again, no problem with the way she's playing. It's perfectly fine for me. It's perfectly fine for me. Okay, no, we didn't get that. That's my move. Okay, let's hop over to the men's section or the open section. I mean, it's open section, but it's like only the men participate sometimes. So, yeah. Who do we start with? Let's start with Clinton, who is playing extremely well. C4. Oh, he didn't start with D4 this time. He's playing his traditional English. Recently, in this tournament, he's been playing D4, then C4. But now he's starting with the English. C6, knight F3. Are we going to get a Catalan? Okay, I don't know this line that well. Bishop to B2. E6. Okay, sort of like a Catalan. Nope, not a Catalan. I feel like I've seen this position before. Is this... Nah, Stonewall is usually like pawns are like this. I mean, you could still get the Stonewall. So maybe it's a Stonewall English. I really don't know. Bishop to E2. Knight jumps into D4. Bishop to H7. F4. Preventing an easy pawn break here. But doesn't really... Can I really not play E4? What's the trick here? If I play this, is it just this? No, because that doesn't make any sense, right? Because you just win this. So what's the real point? Takes, bishop takes. And then castles. Is that it? These fancy lines, I don't really know. I mean, but as the game begins to take shape, I'll begin to understand the structure. But I don't know the opening, so I don't really know the ideas here. But I mean, with how the position is looking, I don't doubt ideas of G4, G5 coming in. If it comes in, I'll be so happy. These days I like G4. Like the ideas I like these days are funny. And I'm a passive aggressive player. Oh wait, Clinton is black. Okay, so now C6 makes more sense. I was thinking Clinton was playing white. That's why I was talking about the fact. But Clinton does play the English as well. So he's playing against an opponent who plays his opening. He might get his first win here, right? But his opponent is playing what I think is an obscure line. But I don't often see this. Guys, clip this. Clinton is playing a London system. After all the insults they give to my London system, they play it as black. Anyways, let's continue. D4 might come at some point. Anyways, knight D4 here. Oh, okay. He plays it a little bit slow. So he's slowly uncoiling the pawns. Interesting. Okay. Queen to D2. Something tells me this is going to be a spicy game. If Clinton can weather the storm that I think is about to happen, this game is won. If he can weather the storm. I've been looking at e5, but maybe c5 makes sense. The only issue I have with e5 is this. But I think after the bishop comes in here, this should be acceptable for black. Or it could be acceptable for black. I don't know. Queen d2 makes me feel I just feel a lot when I'm talking, but yeah, that's how I play my chess. I play with feeling. I don't know if there's going to be like rook a to e1, bishop comes into d1, comes in here with later ideas of this. I just feel like some strong attack is coming up. What do you guys think? I just feel like a very strong attack is coming up here. Very strong attack is coming up here. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. What is cleansing? Wait, no, that's my move. Let's look at Bernard. He's also the new guy on the block, but he's, I mean, quite good. So I don't really bother with him. D4, knight f6, knight f3. D5, g3. Okay. E6, castles, Catalan structures all the way. Okay. Interesting. Again, I don't really know the Catalan. I hear it's very technical, and it's one of the few openings that hasn't been fully analyzed to death, I guess. Magnus Carlsen used this as a very big weapon at some point. I've not seen him play it in a while, but he has used it as a weapon. And knight e4. Can we go like knight e4, knight h4 here? I don't know that. Oh boy. Take 6, I think that's what you want. So I don't expect the opponent to take. I mean, you could always go h4, h5 at some point. I'm not so sure. Let's call in assistance. I was looking at this, but I thought this is not what you want, because now if your knight moves again, this guy is in trouble, right? Because knight d2 is what I'm looking at, but doesn't this just liquefy into a drawn end game? I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about. Oh boy. Knight takes e4. Is there any other like sub move we can make in this position? Rook f1, c5. Okay, c5. But normally I think, again, I don't know the timings for such things, but normally you want to keep the pawn tension. So normally moves like this are positionally bad. Maybe in the long term they'll be fine, but normally clarifying the pawn structure rather than keeping the tension sometimes is detrimental in my learning of chess. So c5, it could be fine, but I don't know if you really want to do that. I don't know if you really want to do that. Let's look at Akwanda's game. Did we get e4? Yes! Oh, today's my day. Today's really my day. Like, I'm seeing so many, like, okay, it's just two people, right? It's just two people. It's just Akwanda and Hephzibah. But I love the Scandinavian. I know Akwanda plays the Scandinavian, but it's been a while. I think now he plays the d6 Scandinavian. He's playing Queen a5. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Okay. Okay, all this is fine. Okay. Okay. Knight f3. Bishop f5. Okay, these are the most active lines. John Bartholomew would say that in this position, you want to play knight b to d7 to fight some tricks that come in here with knight here. Right? You want to stop this kind of idea. So playing this allows that idea. I don't remember the full line for that idea, but there are some tricks. How can I give up on the landing as black? I mean, this is black. Black doesn't play the London. So here, castles, bishop comes in, rook comes in, castles. Now, there's always this annoying trick with this, like with checks and all this nonsense. Now, the thing about the Scandinavian is that, one, no matter what your opponent places in your waters, there are very few things your opponent can do to shock you in the Scandinavian, right? His responses are very few and very limited. So you more or less, not everybody plays the Scandinavian. So you are always going to have more experience than your opponent. And the moment you play d5, your opponent is in your waters. That's what I like about the Scandinavian. Granted, it is extremely drawish. Like, I started drawing a lot more games when I started playing the Scandinavian, which was rare for me at the beginning. But it's very drawish, right? There's not really much you can hope for, but mostly what helps you win is experience. Experience is what helps you win. So for example, over here, let's look at just this, right? If your opponent does not take it, it's already a problem, right? It's not. If you leave this for a while, it starts to like black. This is not what you want, right? As white, very few things your opponent can do to shock you in the Scandinavian. From this point, everything is in your court. And the responses what I was coming to is that there's d8, which is what I started learning. Now I play queen a5, and the one I haven't yet learned is queen to d6, which is the latest line in the Scandinavian. But yeah, those are the various responses. Very cool opening. Let's go back to the main line. We didn't finish everything. We got to the castle section. So castles, queen comes in, queen to e2 as always. You mostly would go something like a4. Some funny ideas of a5, a4 with some funny ideas of this. Not always, again, it's always dependent on what your opponent plays. Bishop here, not really a good move. Why? There's nothing here. I can just go knight b to d2. I did play a game against A-Kings in the Scandinavian during the Nationals Phase 1. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. If you're on the Twitch channel, you can check it out on the YouTube channel. If you're on the YouTube channel, you can just take a brief look at it. If you have two monitors, you can just put one and then watch me as well, or you can wait till the stream is over. I did get a good position in the game, but I messed up tactically. And secondly, I think I didn't remember I didn't really put all the correct moves in that game, but anyways, that's fine. h6, bishop to c1. Then the question is, what's the point? What was the point? Okay, he wanted to bring the bishop. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But then again, now black is gaining ground. You can't really go uber aggressive in the Scandinavian. There are some instances where, for example, after rook here, you can go e5. I have seen, I think there are games where it has been rook e8, rook d8, or rook c8, rook d8. Sometimes the rook positions confuse me. The rook positions sometimes confuse me. I don't remember all of them. A6. The second type of the Scandi is that you put your pawns on light squares, making this bishop useless. That's why, for example, in the queen d8 Scandinavian, e4 d5, takes, knight jumps in. Sorry, queen takes. Oh boy, queen takes, knight jumps in. Back, d4, knight, bishop, c6, knight, bishop. I'm not playing the correct move order, forgive me. I'm just playing this. It's not a correct move order, forgive me. Castles, knight here. I was trying to explain something. I actually forgot what I was trying to explain. What is it? Let me look here. I forgot what I was actually trying to explain. Yeah, so I was talking about the fact that where's ticks? Where is it? Yeah, so the reason why you can easily trade off your bishop for the knight, though the bishop is considered better than the knight, the reason you can trade your light squared bishop for your opponent's knight is that you put your pawns on light squares, which deals with the weakness made with the lack of your light squared bishop. That's kind of like the point I was trying to make. I'm excited. I'm sorry. I'm just excited. We have takes. Knight takes is fine. Makes it Okay, I think maybe he's worried about, for example, if takes, maybe his opponent can play pawn push. I think that's what he's thinking about, like if he allows this. But we're not yet there. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying the game. Allow me. I've been analyzing positions I don't understand. Now allow me to analyze positions I do understand. A6 and not A5. I still wonder why he didn't play A5. Anyways, knight jumps in, C4, C5. You always want that. And now we have knight takes D5. Yeah, so this is where we are in the current position. There was this game though, against Akwanda versus Philip Ameku, the current GCA president, and I think this is the line I think mostly Scandinavian players might have some difficulty with. It's after queen takes, you don't jump with the knight, d4 and knight f6, knight c6, then you go this move. You go here. It causes problems for black sometimes. Okay, no, not knight c6. Knight c6 is not the way. Like if you go this way, I mean, then maybe c4 is actually a good move, and it causes problems for you. So this is what Philip Ameku played against Akwanda, and then he won. I don't have that game anymore. I lost all those games, but it's an interesting line that you could also look at, right? Yeah. Have we looked at Bernard's game? Have we? What is with the Catalan these days? I don't recall. Like, I don't recall these guys liking the Catalan. Wow, he goes for the queen side assault Catalan. Takes, pawn push, yeah. And this is the position we are in. He's going for a queen side assault. So does the opponent take or does the opponent play d4? D4 looks more attractive than taking. Let me turn off that. My PC just keeps messing. Yeah. So let me turn off the engine again. Whenever the engine is on, that's what happens. Yeah, this looks more attractive to me. I don't know if you'd want to ever get the bishop here. Because like if you do take, I think this guy becomes a little bit vulnerable. Because like takes, and now he's this pawn becomes very vulnerable. I don't know if you can win it now, but it's a very vulnerable pawn as an isolated pawn. So pawn push, I think, makes more sense. And now you have this stare down against your opponent's bishop. Oh, does this move exist? Maybe this move. But maybe it allows, again, a funny idea like this. Because you would be hoping that, like, after this move, your opponent would take, and then you take. And if takes, rook a4, 93. Yeah, you'd be hoping for something along these lines, but it doesn't seem like... it seems like your opponent will actually get something out of it. Okay, back to Hephzibah's game. Hephzibah, do it for the fans. Oh, your opponent went for the simple move. No, okay, e5. I said knight b2. e5 was not recommended. Yeah, but oh, she's hoping for example, if this and my opponent tries to open up, now I can defend. That's what she's hoping for. But now the position is very bad for her to play. These two pawns really snuff the life out of the position for her, right? And now this is a pin. You really have to work hard to get out of this kind of position. So I don't know. I think that's what she's hoping for. Yeah, and that's where she's going to. You should first of all calculate for this. That's, I think, the first thing you have to look out for. You don't have to assume that because you have done this, it's completely fine. Because now, okay, you can go here, no problem. Trying to figure out any takes. Is there any way we can keep pressuring our opponent? Takes here doesn't really work. You could do this. Again, I'm really pulling at strings here. But for example, like here, then takes. If your opponent takes, then you have this exact same idea again. I'm really like that's me really pulling at straws here. I'm not like, is it really that possible? Takes, knight takes. Is f4 really a good idea? Because your opponent definitely has this move first. And after this, maybe they can counter, right? Nope, they can't. Actually, the knight is still under attack. So what do they do? Coming in here. Again, it might not really help because takes. And again, if bishop takes, maybe you go queen takes first. No, not queen takes. You just go pawn push first. And this happens. But then it's no longer a problem because takes, and then you have this. And now your opponent is much weaker. And I think white has a game here. I think white definitely has a game here. Because now you have to trade. Yeah, because if you can't just leave this. Maybe you play knight. A knight here. Don't we still force the trade? I mean, this guy is kind of like bad. This knight is like bad. You have to now reroute it to get some play out of it. I mean, all of this is fine. All of this is definitely fine. These are interesting lines. Let's see. Is she completely fine with this move? What does the engine think? Does the engine think we should go e4? Engine says e4 is better. e4 or bishop to e6 are the two moves. Bishop to e6 is a preemptive move, I guess. I think it's a preemptive move. So let's just make a funny plan here and try to go with that same plan we mentioned. And I think that's what the point of bishop here. Because now if takes here, like we mentioned, this is a problem though. But now your opponent doesn't have this bishop check move as white. So I think that's what's aiming to do in this position. I think that's what it's aiming to do. But the engine stop move here is e4, which is what we mentioned. Because you really snuff out a lot of black's play. Sorry, white's play. Let me just do a quick pop in here. And he's playing the hedgehog. Today is really my birthday. I kid you not. It's not my birthday, but like today is really like my birthday because Magnus is playing a hedgehog structure. These are all my favorites. And the key thing you have to worry, there's this funny maneuver. I think it's like this. Is it a queen that moves that way? Like there's this maneuver with, I think here or something. Something's supposed to be here. You are going to play like e6. And you really have to plan your breaks with the hedgehog. Whether you want to go when you want to go d5 or I think b5. Or is it d? Like you really have to time your breaks. If you are not really positionally sound, playing this opening can really be detrimental to you. So we'll look at this, but it's not where my focus is. Oh, I'm having so many nice positions for myself. My old baby, the hedgehog. Coffee is done. Go to the water. Yeah, you really have to consider here, like which plan do you want to go for? Do you want to go for it quickly? Do you want to slow down? So these other moves that the engine is recommending, I think are the slow down moves. There's more aggressive stuff with like any of these pawn pushes, but you have to be very sure. Playing e4 like really cuts down your chances of pawn breaking in the center, right? You really close it off and you leave yourself with this backward pawn. So, but you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Right? I mean, it does seem worth it because this is too weak. Like, this is too weak. it's too weak. So you might really want to do this. Consider doing this. And I mean, it's not really safe. Not to say this would work, but then yeah, you have. Okay, Engine doesn't like my idea, but I like my idea. The point is, you just want to kick this guy out. Oh god. Is there a funny chance that this knight is ever going to be slotted here? It's one of the things I'm really considering after e4. It's one of the things I'm really considering after e4. Anyways, as always, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you haven't liked or subscribed or followed either on Twitch or YouTube, I'd really appreciate it if you do. I won't see the alerts because I'm trying to do a commentary stream, but thank you so much if you do, and I really will appreciate it. Let's see. Toby. Wait, what happened? This game has really liquefied so quickly. Oh yeah, I mean, this game was really going down. Ooh, okay. C5, beautiful. I mean, Toby's shocking me. I mean, I was thinking she's out of practice, but she's doing well. Takes with the knight. If she got this, I think she'd have been much more happy. But anyways, takes with the knight, bishop to c5. Oh no, that's not what was played. That's the engine's move. Bishop to c5. I mean, this position is not really going anywhere. If maybe Toby understands the endgame much better, that'll be fine. I mean, everything is like, all the material is equal. Maybe the only thing is an imbalance of pawns, right? Because on the queen side, Toby has the disadvantage, but on the king side, she has the advantage, right? But the only issue I have here is looking into the end game. Let's take all the pieces of the board. You realize that Toby's weakness, right? Her king is too far from the defense of the weakness as compared to White's weakness, right? So White has 3 versus 4 here, but White's king is ready to defend, whereas Black's king is not ready to defend here. So it's going to be easy to make a pass pawn here since the king is absent from the defense, but it's going to be difficult to make a pass pawn here because of the presence of the king next to these pawns. These are some of the things you have to look at. But I mean, as it stands now, as long as there are pieces on the board, you are completely fine. What Toby just has to see is knight here, and I'm sure she plays the bet. She plays a good move here. This bishop is very good for you. You don't want to lose this bishop, at least not now. So you have to stop the knight here. The shocking thing is that the engine is recommending every bishop move except a6, which does actually the same thing. I don't know why it's not recommending a6. It's recommending here and here. I said every bishop move. That was not true. Okay, so here we are, knight d2. Knight d2. Is her opponent thinking about just cranking up the gas? King h1, g4, g5. Ah, that would be so crazy. That would be so crazy. It's bad, but that would be so crazy. Just trying to force an attack. You shouldn't do stuff like that, but just trying to force an attack is crazy. Who else? Panini. Ooh! Ooh. Engine likes a position. Where did we stop? Okay, so her opponent went uber aggressive here. Okay. Her opponent wants to stay in the center, which is convincingly weak. But I mean, you have to really deal with the pressure coming your way first. But it's not going to be so easy for white to really attack here. Maybe you want to go like rook g1 here or something of that sort. Wait, it's white move, yeah. Knight jumps into the center. Bishop takes, queen takes. Where are we going? I don't know. I was looking here. It doesn't really do much. Okay. Why is my PC lagging? Yeah. Queen takes. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Yeah, my browser just closed because it got overloaded. Imagine that, right? But don't worry, we'll get it back right now. That was actually funny, in my opinion. Yeah. So where were we? No, I'm looking at the girl section or the female section. It seems like Ghana might have all board wins today. It just feels like that's what's going to happen in Ghana's game. Or no, maybe not all board wins, but like maybe we are going to win both our matches today. I hope so. Actually, I really hope so. It's a good feeling I'm having today, but let's hope it actually does happen. So I was looking here. Yeah, so after takes, bishop comes in here. She plays rook in, which is fine. Eventually, you create weaknesses. F4. Her opponent is really going in. She's going in like Flynn. Bishop to b4, which is fine. Rook. Queen to a5, and this is the position we are currently in. This attack doesn't work now, because now if you do go here, she's ready to defend. Rook can come in. No more draw hoops. I mean, there are still draw chances, but I don't think they are as high as normally. I'm trying to think if there's some kind of idea we can use against this structure. Because castling now is very dangerous. I mean, F4 might not be a good idea. If your opponent castles here, it's going to be very funny to see. It's going to be very funny to see. Like this is going to, okay, yeah, so we're here. Queen a5. What was I saying? Of course, this move, you don't get scared by this move. Don't react to this move. Right? If your opponent plays this, you can simply go takes. And if takes, you just jump in here. You've already added a defender. This is not a problem. At least I hope it isn't. But you can take here. Rook takes. And if pawn takes, then you have this move. And I think that's what you are aiming for. So it all depends on whatever white plays here. If white plays a move that's not so much optimal, it could help. So maybe you want to play this. I don't like it, but because here your opponent can actually defend. Can he? Yeah, he can. He can. But the game liquidates into a draw here, I think. Because if you take with the pawn, then this guy is hanging. So rook takes. Rook takes. You can still take here. So I think regardless, there's something good happening here for her. I really don't know how she's going to do something here. I think she's just getting up a pawn. And if all the pieces are traded off in this endgame, I think she's just fine. Gertrude winning against a FIDE master with a 2000 rating would be the ish. She castles. The mad lad castles. Oh, this is This is going to be interesting. You might want to keep your bishop, but I don't know. I'm thinking about this. And if takes, you can finally plant your knight in here. Which, I mean, could be an issue, but not really. I'm looking at ideas of pawn push, open things up, but I don't think it works. Castling is a very strange move here. So what do we do? Like, what's the best way to continue forward? The problem with it is that now your king is also in danger, because, for example, like a move like takes here, if takes, there's problems that you have to solve. So castling kingside, I was saying this idea would be strange, but maybe, just maybe it helps. So what about here? Maybe f4. I'm not liking this. I think it's very difficult to find a move. I'm trying to find ways to infiltrate on the queen side. That's basically where my mind is. How do we infiltrate on the queen side? Because this is looking really crazy. At the moment, black is very safe. Maybe black should just castle as well. Pawn push here, and now maybe then we'll take here. If our opponent decides to go this way, we can take here, and let's say takes. I can't give a definite. Okay, this is a problem. Or we just abandon shape, bishop to e7. Nah, maybe bishop to e7 is not that good. I think I'm still thinking about this whole idea. With takes, and then you jump in this way. Because this is a weakness you can target. Right? Even with b4, you have something you can target. But these strange moves out of nowhere, I don't know. If of course this happens, I think we are okay. We don't have to think too much. Right? Because maybe this is not that big of a deal. We can just castle. But if you take, we have rook takes. So I think that's the way I would go here. What does the engine think about this position? What does it think? Here's to me hoping that one of my moves was taken. Bishop takes c3. Yeah. Let's just give it some time to look at the moves a little bit. Bishop takes c3. Queen takes c3. It says queen takes c3. Trading off into an endgame. Queen takes c3. Queen takes c3. Queen takes c3. Takes here. And then you jump in with the knight. Knight takes e5. Bishop takes f6. Interesting. G takes f6. F takes e5. F takes e5. D takes e5. And the point is, yeah. Again, like in the previous variation we're calculating, white is always dropping down the pawn. Again, this is now endgame territory. Rook and pawn endgames could be drawn. Even though you are down a pawn, it could be drawn. Let's hope Gertrude is able to win this. If she can clinch this, that would be crazy. Again, the match focus today is Hephzibah's game. It's not completely bad yet. So she went back. Okay, this is not as well, but fine. Knight jumps in, we calculate. In this position, I calculated knight takes, then takes. Sorry, then I calculated here, then would go f5. So that if the knight jumps back, then we can simply go, what do you call it, takes. And if takes, then we can go pawn push. This was the line I was looking at because we have problems here. Again, we didn't look at it with the engine, so the engine was saying it's fine. But yeah, takes in this position. Huh. I mean, just knight takes seems to be fine, right? Because knight takes do we take with check first? That is very tricky. It doesn't like this, but why? Because I'm thinking that after this, you just have this. The movie